Alright guys, welcome guys to live from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. This Toys R Us. And you may be wondering why we're here. We've been here before. Well, there's only 4 locations left open in the chain. This is one of them, and I wanted to make one more trip up here before they probably all go away. We'll talk about it more when we get inside, but... Hello everybody, and welcome back to a special video. Like I mentioned, we are in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada at this Toys R Us store. And you may be wondering, well, why did I go here? You know, I filmed these before, the store's not closing yet. Well, there's a big reason why. For those of you who don't know, Toys R Us Canada is actually meeting the same fate that its United States parent company met 8 or so years ago. While it's not going through a massive, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy proceedings, they've been slowly closing down stores for the last 4 or 5 years or so. Right after the America stores went out, they had well over 100 locations, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but Canada retails a lot different than the United States. A lot of it is very, very rural, very quiet. So there isn't a lot of major cities. So having over 100 stores is a lot for Canada. Sears at its peak, I believe, only had just under 200 or just over 200. So just put that in perspective there. But slowly over the years, they've been starting to decline. As a matter of fact, a few of the stores that I visited that I filmed on this channel, including the one in St. Catharines, that is now gone. Now as we speak, there's now only 4 that are still open. Now, I know some websites say there's 6, but 2 are going to be closing by the end of the month, so we'll only leave 4, and this is one of them. And due to the fact that it's only about an hour and 20 minutes from my house, it's not that far, so I made it a priority and to get up here and check this out in one more time and put a video together for you all. As I'm very fortunate to live right near the border, so I do enjoy going up to Canada from time to time and seeing how different retail is there compared to what it is down here in the United States. And I'm not going to get into that all here about, how it's different, what's been going on with Canadian retail. I mean, you guys have known that I documented, I believe, 3 or 4 Hudson's Bays last year back when they were liquidating. And this is my 3rd or 4th Toys R Us video that I've done over the years on this channel. And I have enjoyed these stores. It almost felt like it was a step back in time, as they were, most of them, and were not and remodeled. They were like the old school American stores used to be back in the 90s and early 2000s. But this location did get a light and remodel, as they added in a new experience that Toys R Us has tried to get more people in the doors. Sadly, it's not really has been working. It was really hard to film this video actually for you all, because there was probably double the employees than there was customers, sadly. And that is really sad, I don't know why it's not worked up here. I mean, I have a couple series, as I mentioned earlier, retailing in Canada is a lot harder than the United States, but I also think that there's a couple retailers that are just so dominant in Canada, and there's not as much room and for competition. I mean, if you think Walmart's big in United States, it's like triple the size in Canada for comparison. I mean, it is just massive. Every town that I go into in Ontario, they do have Walmart stores, and a lot of them do look very old too, which is cool. One of these times I should probably film one, even though I don't normally film Walmart stores. I might film one just because they're a lot different than the American stores. They actually look like the older American stores used to be with the smiley face logo and stuff like that. But we're not here talking about Walmart. We're talking about Toys R Us. And like I mentioned, the store was very nice. It was and full of product, as you've probably seen throughout the video. And yes, there was some kids in the whole activity experience. It kind of reminds me of what the old Chuck E. Cheese's used to be with like the sky tubes and what have you. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But it's just sad, seeing this company fall the same way the American stores did, and as I mentioned, this is only one of 4 left. Another one's in Ontario and 2 are in Western Canada. The other one in Ontario is right along and the Michigan border, so it'd be kind of hard for me to get to, and maybe I'll get out there at some point, but I ended up sticking around for a while and like these last years in Kmart's did. But honestly, I just don't see that happening. I think Toys R Us Canada is just going to meet the same fate as the United States, as it already is almost there, and it will just be remembered as an iconic store full of abandoned buildings. As a matter of fact, many of them actually are empty, and I know of at least 4 or 5 that are Spirit Halloweens, because I do look at the Spirit store locator a lot to see what location they're going to be, to see some interesting ones, and I just seen already that probably about 4 or 5 in Ontario are Spirit Halloweens this year. So, of course, you know, that is noticeable in itself. I decided to put this video together for you all because I wanted to do something different. And I really did end up enjoying being here. It was an enjoyable experience while I didn't have as much time as I would have liked because the traffic up here was absolutely insane. For those of you that don't have to do it, I wouldn't do it. But all kidding aside, you know, it is bad. But I did enjoy being here. It was nice to feel like I stopped back in time, and it was really cool to see this place one more time. I didn't see any cool Jeffrey branded stuff that I would buy. Over the years, I have seen some stuff like Uno cards and bags and other things like that. I didn't see any of that here, but honestly, it's a company that's struggling, so I don't blame them at all. And if this location does end up closing, I will probably end up coming back here just because there's a couple baskets I want to get, you know, maybe a few other things, but just in case I don't make it or it closes without warning. I know it's harder to get stuff in Canada, you know, news than it is the United States. I want to come here one more time with this video together for you all. Feel free to comment down below and what you think of the Toys R Us Canada chain. Yeah, I mean, do you think it'll be the same fate as the United States? I'm pretty sure it's gone to, but if you think, definitely feel free to comment down below. Alrighty guys, thank you guys for watching the video of this Toys R Us here in Hamilton. One of the last 4 left, and as you guys can see, they have significantly shrunken down the store, so the video was definitely on the shorter side, but I tried to get what I could. Also, there's a ton of employees there, so there's that. But I hope you guys did enjoy the look at this. This is probably the last time anybody will see this, as I'm sure it will go like the rest of them have over the years. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye, guys.